Hello, welcome to Chrysalis Invictus. Today I have an energy check-in reading for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be shuffling these animal spirit cards, and I will place an animal for each pile to help you select your pile. But first I would like to call in your guides, my guides, any energies or entities that wish to be present with us here today to deliver us the messages that we need to help support us in our spiritual and emotional journeys. So taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, release out through the nose. Let the shoulders relax, come into a grounded and receptive place. And if your eyes were closed, open your eyes for the placement of the animals. So for pile number 1, we have Bobcat Spirit, Life is a Mystery. For pile number 2, Chameleon Spirit, Act as If. And for pile number 3, the Mouse Spirit, Tend to the Small Things. Alright, so once you've made your selection, I will meet you at your reading. Pile number 1, let me tune into your energies here first with the Bobcat Spirit. I feel that there is a lot of ancestral energy around you at this time. There's this merging of yourself. It's almost like you're merging with an ancestor, or you're merging with the voice of ancestors, or maybe you are connecting with some form of music that is connected to your lineage or to your past life, or something older. This is also an indication that you may be singing or speaking the infinite, is what I'm getting here. So like sacred songs may be coming through you at this time, or poetry, prophecy. This is very interesting. Okay, let's see what tarot cards you have. So you have the 8 of Materials. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Eight of Materials, the 10 of Voices, and the Hierophant, all reversed. Yeah, so your clairvoyant abilities are really heightened at this time. What I'm getting is that there's some kind of ripple effect that's happening, some kind of ripple or pattern that is developing and emerging or being shown to you through sound vibrations. So you're very aligned to sound vibrations right now. Music may be extremely powerful for you in directing your mood, in raising your vibration. These are all reversed. I'm going to go ahead and turn them all upright. If they're all reversed, they can all be upright. Yeah, there's absolutely this like, if you are in need of recovery or healing, that music is going to be the key for that. So much here to do with a kind of baggage that's thawing, a weight that's liquefying or melting. And it reminds me of, you know, about the water, and how if you like write the word love, that the water responds to our feelings, responds to our emotions. In the case of tarot, the water is the emotions. But I think that what this is talking about is it's almost like there was this place within you that was frozen over, or that was hard, and it's melting. And so the call here is to use music, to use sound vibrations to affect the outcome of how it moves through your body. So for instance, let's say your heart is frozen, and you froze it over because of some kind of grief, because there was some sort of situation in your life where a commitment or a long-term thing, something that you had a lot of faith in, or a lot of it felt like a future to you, or it felt like a form of stability, and it didn't work out, and so you kind of froze your heart to an extent, or blocked it off. And now as the heart is thawing, it's like if you name the thaw, like if you name the water, give it an intention, give it a vibration. That vibration is going to be really powerful coming through you. It's a way of amplifying the healing that's happening right now. And it's also going to help you to stay integrated into that healing. So there's a strong vibration here of a relationship or relationships, feeling caught up in, I feel like this is patterns that are like, this is a relationship that isn't your relationship. So I feel like you're caught up in the energy of someone else's relationship. So this could be like parents, grandparents, something that's very close and very influential to you. And so while this hardness is breaking down, it's almost like you're recognizing like why it was there in the first place. So it could have been that it was this other commitment that you witnessed, or that was close to you, that was really harmful in some way, or that it hardened you in some way. But there's also the energy here of hard work and of growing and of coming into a center of fulfillment. Like, even if it's not sustained for long periods of time, it's like you actually, there may have been a time where you didn't even know what that felt like, and now you're feeling it. Now you're feeling what it's like to let the pain run through you rather than stay in you. Almost like you're learning how to, it's channeling, but it has a water energy to it, so it feels more like liquid running through the body. And that's why it's like, because it's liquid and because it's slower moving than maybe a light, giving it that vibration will help it to move a little bit faster if you need to get through it. And this could be something that's important, a lesson that's important moving forward. This feels like a big kind of life lesson, a big shift in your energy. There's something that's talking to me about, there's something that you're daring to be, or there's something you're daring to do that you may not have done before as this process unfolds. Almost like a fearless vulnerability. And the kind of love that you can express is changing. So maybe there was a period of time where you weren't able to express love to the people that you know, but I feel right now that you're softening, that you are opening up to that possibility. Did you ever experience I feel like daggers in the throat, or really, really sore throat sometimes? And that certain commitments or certain, commitments, institutions, or mandatory or obligatory things would give you this feeling. And it felt like those things were a barrier to love. So maybe this is your view on marriage or something like that, that some kind of long-term thing. The lion spirit, be generous of spirit. Wow. Okay, so what I'm really getting here for some of you is that there was some sort of marriage or commitment or workplace, home, something. I feel like you were a very committed person, or there was some kind of commitment that you saw in the past that created this this pain, both in the throat and in the heart. And it doesn't have the power on you anymore. And I think that you are navigating that freedom right now. This here, both of these cards, so if you go on my website, there is a section on, it's called Cauldrons 3, and it talks about the 3 cauldrons of the Celtic chakra spiral. And one of the cauldrons is the cauldron of vocation. So it's the heart and the solar plexus, and this is your power center. And it's almost like letting these emotions out, being like, maybe what you used to consider weak or being vulnerable, is actually amplifying this power center. It's amplifying this power center. And it's bringing all of this kind of core pain, core grief, the uncomfortable feelings into the center. And with that sound vibration, you can start to drain it out or transmute it. So to transmute, draw all of the pain out from different parts of your body, or all of the discomforts. And you can use a color or a light, visualizing that light at your center. And then begin to change that color, or watch that light travel out of the body, maybe through the feet, sending it into the earth, allowing it to be transmuted. And what you're left with is this big heart energy that is grounded and rooted in something that is ancient, something that is deep. There's mysticism here. But more than that is the ability to now open yourself up to love, to the giving and to the receiving, and to the mysteries of love, the mysteries of attraction. Okay, that's what I have for you, pile number 1. I hope this was helpful. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. We'll see you soon. All right, so if you chose the chameleon spirit, act as if this is for you. What I'm really getting from the chameleon spirit and what I'm hearing is that your energy is limitless right now, okay? Your energy is able to move in and out of tight spaces. It's able to shift and adapt. This is a great time if you do journey work to try shape-shifting or to work through shape-shifting, to call in different energies and entities into potentially your body if you work in that way. There's a lot here to do with the body, but there's also, it's like understanding everything from this perspective of both your third eye and your heart. Okay, so your inner vision and your inner knowing. So really trusting your intuition, your instincts. And so, for instance, if you are in a situation where you're like, oh, maybe possibly, or like there's some kind of thought process that's keeping you in this like doubt in some way, it's shifting into a place where you're already there. You're already whatever it is that you want to be, or whatever it is that you are calling into your life. Whatever you are working on, you are already at the finish line is how you're acting here. But you can also use energy spirits, deities, things like that to shift your energy. This is also a really good time to be in energy sharing situations, I feel, for you. So, you know, if there's someone who is in the vibration that you want to be in, being around them. And it's not that you're stealing their energy, you're mimicking it. You're a chameleon, right? So you just sort of adapt and blend in. You're very adaptable right now, very mutable. Okay, we have the Page of Voices. I'm going to turn all of these upright. The Hanged Muse. So vibrant and magnetic right now. The Two of Inspiration. Okay. The Seven of Emotions. I'm missing a card. Interesting. And the Four of Emotions. There's supposed to be 6 here. Let's start with this and then see what the mystery card is. Okay, sound good? I'm very interested because it's paired with the Two of Inspiration here, which is a hit of divine connective energy. So this is a kind of new spread and new reading for me. And please let me know if it's helpful, if it's working for you in the comments. All right, let's tune into this. So one of the things that I'm getting here, first and foremost, is that you're very magnetic, whether you want to be or not. It feels like you've pulled your energy into yourself and you're starting to build it up. So you're starting to draw in your energy, your inner sun, if you will, building up that solar plexus energy, that personal power, building up the self. And the self is radiating outward toward some of the places where the energy may be stuck or stagnant, or where you are, honestly, there's like a boredom energy that is starting to get an infusion of this light. Now I see you working this light, this inner sun. I see you working it with the light of divine energy, of divine healing. There's a lot of white light here. So this is the light that comes in and the healing that comes in from the crown. Okay, so it's a blending of both lights. And what that means is that you are blending your personal power with the power of the universe. So you're allowing that to inform. And with this chameleon, you're sort of like integrating the wisdom of this divine energetic wash, if you will. You're learning how to call that in and conjure that in when you need it. Okay, so one of those things could be, you know, in a moment of healing, you may be channeling Reiki, or you may be just channeling, you know, if you don't know it as Reiki, or if you're not attuned to Reiki, you're channeling in this divine energy to kind of clear a space. And I feel like what this is doing is it's opening up your ability to communicate. There's some sort of, I feel like there's some sort of fragmented energy in your sacral, okay? So your sacral is kind of in pieces, like little chunks. It's not cohesive, it's not blending. I feel like you can start to use this if you visually direct this yellow, and it's like a pale yellow light. So it's drawn in through the crown. You've built the energy at your center, your sun, your solar light. And you blend these energies and you start to bring it down into the sacral space. So maybe into the womb, filling the womb. And within that light, you start to see the pieces of the sacral. So these chunks of orange light start to blend out. So you can use your hand even maybe to draw some circles around that space, or to blend it however you need to do that. Maybe in your mind's eye you have a specific tool to blend. And this is really going to help to with this this sacral energy. So the sacral energy is creativity, it's creation, it's generation, it's it is part of your foundation, and it's the part of your foundation that has a current. So it's not as rooted as the root, right? It's not as I guess as base as that. There's a bit of a higher vibration there, and so it's something that you can move with a current. This card for me is very, very interesting because, and I mentioned this before, if you go on my website, there is a write-up for, it's called Cauldrons 3 under services, a special write-up. It's for a 3-class series that I did on the Cauldrons of, it's the Celtic Chakra Spiral, okay? And so the Celtic Chakra Spiral has pairings of chakras, and this is one of the in-betweens, okay? So this is moving from, this is moving from the Cauldron of Wisdom to the Cauldron of Warming. So the Cauldron of Prophecy to the Cauldron of Life. And you see that there's this like seed of wisdom. There's a seed of prophecy that is currently, it's not really integrating, it's isolated here by itself. It feels like there is something that is needed, something you are meant to generate that is meant to go into the collective. And so you're in this space right now of adapting and shifting in order to understand how you can better bring that into the collective. Part of that is to unify the sacral energy, to blend it together. But another portion of that is the need to sort through what is illusion and what is truth. Maybe you may be caught in what is illusion and truth, and part of that could be that you are communicating or trying to derive meaning from communication with others, or have others influence this kind of energy, but it's meant for you to direct and you alone. Okay, so you can be near someone and you can shift into their energy, and you can kind of understand that vibration in that way to bring it forward, but you can't actually have no one else can bring it forward. So the insight that you're looking for, the clarity that you're looking for, it's solely contained within you. So one of the ways that you can really fully come into this Hanged Muse energy, this bright, bright solar energy, building up this sense of self, is to, move through the body. So when I do a solar practice, when I do an active practice, it's all dedicated to building up that light and then spreading it out throughout myself. But you can also just focus on the solar plexus chakra and hold your hands above your belly and just notice the fluctuations as you move through your thoughts. So maybe you come into a thought that is out from outside of yourself, and you just notice your response to that, or anything that is reflective of self. Maybe things that wound your pride or your ego. Maybe there's some things that make you jealous, or like things like comparison or lack or fear. Draw those feelings down into your solar plexus. And then use the visions of your third eye. Use the visions of your third eye to visualize making that light healthier, spreading it out, changing your relationship to it, and then using this white light to draw it down and bring it into a more cleansed and healed space. Okay, so I'm interested here. We're going to pull the last card, and we have the Four of Materials. There's something that you're afraid to let go of. I mentioned jealousy. Jealousy is indicated here as well, but there's something that you're holding onto very tightly, and this is what is creating the fragmentation in your sacral. Okay, so there's little bits and pieces, maybe confusion about desires, maybe you have a lot of different things that are pulling on your creative energy, or for some of you, this could be that you have a number of children. I'm hearing like over 3 children. So for someone out there, you have more than 3 children, and these 3 children are kind of pulling you into different directions, and you're kind of, rather than having like a cohesive nurturing energy, your nurturing energy is in chunks. Okay, so it's actually not satisfying anyone, it's actually not feeding anyone. So it's about, again, merging that energy together. Part of that is to recognize love as a flow and love as an energy. Okay, so this self that is being that you have available to you, it all starts in your solar plexus. So one of the other things that you can do, you can go online and find some binaural beats for the solar plexus. You can find yoga practices for the solar plexus and start there. But then as you work through the solar plexus, know that you are looking to influence the sacral and draw in this universal energy, because it's all a process, right? So as you start to give out this energy, or as you start to mend this energy in yourself, it will start to shift in the collective. Because there's something that needs to be brought forward here. There's a new sense of stability that you're looking to have emerge, I feel, and part of it is getting this sacral, and the sacral also is a sense of safety. Okay, so if your sense of safety is wrapped up in other people or in certain presences, This is about recognizing what is the vibration of those presences, and then presences, people, whatever, and then adapting it into your own body, into yourself, into the core of yourself. I do feel like there's some aspect to this that involves social media or things that you're seeing. So I wonder if there might be a way that you can tune into your social media in a different way. So I'm not suggesting creating an echo chamber, but sort of like, does this post or does this make me feel, how does this influence myself? That could be how you do this work with yourself, with your hands above the solar plexus, and just notice the shifts if you're able. Okay? And then we have elephant spirits. Learn from the past. I think that there is some aspect of this energetic situation where you're holding on to something because it feels like it's stability. It feels like it's a foundation, but it's not a firm foundation. It's not sturdy. It's not strong. There's cracks. This could also be your identity online, because this is strongly associated with your identity, that ego. And ego is not always a bad thing. Don't believe the hype. Ego is important. We need to have a sense of self. It's like, it's the binding agent. You know what I mean? So, but this really clearly shows me a working from the foundation, or to build that foundation, to build that sense of stability. You need to work with the solar plexus and work out to mend your heart, to infuse new life in the sense of boredom or being stuck. Oh, the other message that I'm getting here, the other message I'm getting here from Elephant is that there are memories you can work with here as well to shift this energy. There's something that you've been storing up, and it's like, it needs to be refreshed. All right. So I hope this was helpful. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Let me know what you thought of this reading and whether it was helpful or not. And we'll see you soon. All right. If you chose the Mouse Spirit, this is your reading. So it says, tend to the small things. I'm getting very strongly that there is a need for you to protect your energy at this time, and to create an energetic bubble, particularly for your sacral. Okay, so this is not a time to randomly hook up with people. Potentially there could be some sorts of unresolved traumas in that space or area, but there's something that you are creating in your life. So this could be like if you want to have a child, or if you are pregnant, or if you are birthing something new that's creative. This is talking about keeping it to yourself. Keeping that energy to yourself, not leaking that energy, keeping it small, I feel like whatever this is, and we're going to take a look at the tarot cards, but I feel like whatever this is going to be something that is significant. It's going to be huge. You're birthing something big, but for right now, it is just for you. Okay, we have the Two of Voices. Nope. Wrong. The Seven of Voices. That makes a difference. There's some kind of lie or deception energy here that's shut you down or shut you off. The Six of Materials. This could be a situation where you are giving very freely and very generously of your energy, time. You may have been teaching someone something. Three of Voices to clarify the Seven. Yeah, it created a huge... It's like a pocket of pain. I almost feel like there's a toothache that's coming up in connection to this. Like maybe tooth pain or mouth pain. Yeah, it almost runs like through the heart, through like the sinuses or a tooth into, I'm getting it into my left ear. There's something here to do with chatter and other people, and so this could be people that are around you, like squawking, talking, chatter that is like, it's an attempt to be light or positive, but it actually ends up being this kind of like, it like interrupts and disrupts flow. It interrupts and disrupts like a healthy flow of energy. And then the Knight of Inspiration. Okay, yeah, so there's this like building discomfort, anger, pain, related to your sense of self, and I'm hearing there's something about the availability of good communication. So you may feel that there is not a lot available to you right now in terms of good communication, that it's either or it comes in short bursts. So this could be that you work or live in a certain situation where you get these kinds of bursts, or you like, this could even be overhearing someone who's sparking your interest, and it's like lighting up the dark sky. It's lighting up this like pain. But it's when it lights it up, it almost like when it disappears, it almost feels like then you're left back with that recognition. Now you've seen a little bit more of just how much pain there is. And if it's not pain, it's like some kind of resistance energy, some kind of conflict. There's something about burning bridges. Okay, let's come back to that you're birthing something here, okay? It feels like your sense of self has been dulled by something here, okay? So this could be other people's voices, this could be chatter, this could be popularity, specifically a heartbreak or a situation where you felt that someone may have spoken of you or cast you, said things about you that painted a picture of you that was cold or unfeeling. And this may have become, or this person's view of you, or it influenced other people, or you're concerned that it influenced other people and how they view you. So there's this really dull sense of self. I feel like a low self-confidence or low self-worth at this time. I'm also very strongly getting the feeling of compartmentalization. So I feel like whatever deception, the deception feels to me like the way that someone has spoken about you, or the way that someone is speaking of you to people, or the way that you are perceived by others is the kind of deception. Like you're misunderstood perhaps, or you're misunderstood in this environment where for some of you, I'm getting this echo chamber of positivity, so of toxic positivity. So like good vibes only kind of situation, where actually what they're doing is they're chopping up the flow. Like it's like out of fear. They're like, no, things are fine. Like, this is good. Like there's this disruption, right? But I feel this strong desire, and it's coming up from your root, a strong desire to connect and to have something reciprocal. I feel like you're looking at that from the outside. I feel like you're seeing a situation, or you're hearing something, or this could be watching something. Hearing something where it's like you're feeling very connected and drawn toward it. But the problem is this compartment. So as you close and open, you're only able to make it so far. So what's needed here is a flow. But you have to feel protected first. Caitlin Matthews has a book called The Psychic Protection Handbook. It has a lot of different exercises for protecting yourself. I feel like that would be really helpful. Or you can look it up online, but I recommend that book. And from that space of protection, you'll be able then to grow from that root this sort of a foundation for connection, a foundation to start to build up your confidence, because you have this creative seed. This could be also if you are pregnant, or if you are wanting to get pregnant, there could be like a loss of like a very heartbreaking situation, or a loss of faith, or you are looking or hearing information that makes you think that you're a bad parent, or that you are doing things wrong. There's a strong reminder here to trust your own intuition. That's why you're making yourself small, but not small. It's like electing to be small. So not small because these people don't notice you, or they've made you feel small. Small because you choose to be there, because that cloak of invisibility is going to help you to grow and to shift these energies. This is interesting. There's so many fragments, so many like chunks, and what's needed is more cohesion, more of a flow. We have the lizard spirit, dream the world into being. Yeah, I mean, this is what I was getting here with this, that you're birthing something. I feel like you're birthing yourself, but there's just so much in it to an extent. You're birthing a new self, but there's just so much fragmented energy, and there's so much dulling of yourself. I'm also feeling for some of you that you're looking at someone else's expression of this, or other people's expression of this. People who seem very confident, people who seem to really express confidence, people who seem to really express what you are trying to do in a very confident way, and you're kind of holding that up on a pedestal and then viewing yourself as not enough. But with the lizard spirit, this is the foundation and the basis for what you bring to the world is yourself. Like, you cannot, no one can bring anything that isn't, no one can bring anything sacred forth that isn't of themselves. So with this, and you see how washed out this orange is? This is because these people, or the things that you're comparing yourself, are working on borrowed light, where you are actually, in this situation, you're able to work with both light and darkness. There's so much darkness here. So this could be like you're going through a dark night of the soul, or you're working to bring things of the shadow into the light. So you're working through a process that is understanding the self. But there's these tricks and these confusions from people external to you, and this is what you want to avoid. And I do feel like in this situation, sometimes we think it's the dark that we need to block ourselves off from, but look at how bright these cards are. This is the collective, or the popular opinion, or something like that. Stay true to who you are. It's almost like the way that you're measuring and evaluating things, the way that you're discerning your value is coming through, is in comparison to people who are tricksters, or not tricksters, but who are just very clever at pretending, or at repackaging something that is generated by someone else. This could also be that some people, and this is why you have to keep it to yourself, that people will steal your ideas, or people will take your ideas and they will take credit for your ideas. And this may have happened a number of times, and you start to think you don't have anything to offer, but that's because it's been given away, right? Because it hasn't been reciprocal. So you've just been giving this creativity away. You've been giving yourself away. And now it's time to dream a world into being in this protective bubble and emerge with that strength and stability, where you are only inviting in reciprocal relationships, where you're only inviting in people who are like you. None of this toxic light situation, this toxic popularity. Your value comes through heartbreak. It comes through pure creativity. It comes through this struggle to find a balance between giving and receiving. So if this is, motherhood, for instance, your mothering is going to come from this place of deep compassion and this sense of having to discover yourself rather than borrowing who the self is from another. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile number 3. Please let me know if this has been helpful, and because it's kind of a new thing for me. And yeah, if you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Take care.